People said no one could handle 12-year-old Ariana Collins, the only daughter of billionaire real estate mogul Richard Collins. Teachers quit. Therapists gave up. Even elite nannies walked out mid-shift. But everything changed the day she met Ethan Ward, the quiet single father who worked nights as a janitor at her private school. And this story reminds us that kindness still matters. Ethan never expected anyone to notice him, especially not a girl who lived in a world worth billions. But that morning, as he wiped muddy footprints from the hallway floor, he heard a crash so loud it made him drop his mop. Ariana had smashed a glass display trophy case. Students scattered like she was a storm. Teachers whispered, "Just leave her. Her father will deal with it." But Ethan didn't walk away. He walked toward her. Ariana stood there, breathing hard, fists clenched, tears she refused to let fall. "Bad morning?" Ethan asked softly. She blinked, startled. Adults usually barked at her or avoided her. "Go away," she muttered. "Okay," he said, "but I'm staying nearby." Sometimes being angry is exhausting, huh? She looked at him like no one had ever said that before. He didn't lecture, he didn't scold. He just sat on the floor, picking up the broken pieces with slow, quiet patience. After a minute, she sat next to him. "I didn't mean to break it," she whispered. "I know," he replied. "Sometimes things just crack." And for the first time in months, Ariana didn't feel like a problem. She felt like a person. Word spread quickly. The billionaire's daughter listened to the janitor. Students were curious. Teachers were shocked. Even Richard Collins, her father, couldn't believe it. One afternoon, he summoned Ethan to his penthouse office. "Name your price," Richard said. "You've done what professionals couldn't." But Ethan shook his head. "I'm not here for a price. I'm here because she's a kid who's hurting." Richard had no response. Nobody had ever spoken to him like that. Honestly, without fear. But the real twist came later that week. Ariana refused to speak to the school counselor unless Ethan sat in the room with her. And when the counselor asked what she was so angry about, Ariana's voice cracked. "Everyone helps my dad. No one helps me." Ethan gently placed a hand on the chair arm, not touching her, just close enough for her to feel safe. "You're not alone anymore," he said. And she believed him. One rainy afternoon, Ariana had a panic attack after overhearing her father cancel yet another weekend with her. She ran outside, sobbing. People searched everywhere. It was Ethan who found her, soaking wet, hiding behind the gym. "I'm tired," she cried. "Everyone leaves me." Ethan crouched beside her. "My daughter said that once," he whispered, "after her mom passed. So I promised her I wouldn't run. And I won't run from you either." Ariana threw her arms around him in a desperate, trembling hug. For a girl who trusted no one, that moment changed everything. And when Richard arrived, panicked, breathless, and uncharacteristically vulnerable, he saw his daughter holding on to the janitor like her life depended on it. Something inside him finally broke open. "Teach me," Richard whispered to Ethan later. "Teach me how to be what she needs." Months passed. Ariana smiled more, laughed more. Her grades improved. Her outbursts faded. Not because she became perfect, but because someone finally listened. Richard reduced his work hours. Ethan was promoted to student wellness liaison. And Ariana? She became the quiet leader of a kindness club she insisted be named, the Ward Project. At the first meeting, she introduced Ethan to the group and said, "He didn't fix me. He just treated me like I mattered." The room fell silent, because in the end, the impossible didn't happen through money, power, or professionals. That it happened through something far simpler. A single dad janitor who showed a hurting girl that compassion is stronger than chaos. And if this story reminds us of anything, it's that in a world full of noise and hurry, kindness still matters, more than we realize.